welcome to another episode of Nerd Age, where we discuss everything nerdy. My name is Mick, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Josh.
What's up?
Corey.
Hi.
Hi. And Jonah.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Corey.
I love how you felt like the need to say hi back to me immediately.
We're going to have a conversation.
That was great.
Right
that was
now.
really good.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? How's your week been?
Another week.
Yeah.
Back at it.
Back at it again.
Yeah. Nonstop.
Back at it for some more. Everyone's got to add a little.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What you been up to, Chip? What you been up to?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Played a little Gloomhaven last night.
Nice. How'd it go?
It went okay.
You guys get slapped?
We cleared scenario 3. Scenario 4 was a little more difficult. So we got through. We probably spent like 4 hours on that scenario.
Let's go.
And didn't manage our time well.
Yeah.
We thought that we were going to finish by clearing the level, basically.
Right.
And then more spawned in. And at that point, I had exhausted all my cards, so I was out.
Yep.
Or I only had like 2 rounds left. And then Crystal was in the same boat.
Yep.
And then Seth was left with, he's our healer. So
Yeah.
he tried to kite the last 3 away, and then they got a lucky hit and killed him. So we're like, okay, well, I guess next time we'll do this over again. But it was good. A good learning experience.
Nice. For next time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just love that can even happen in that game. Because, like, a lot of games like that, they're just a little too easy. And it's like, even if you're making a ton of mistakes or you're not, like strategizing well, you're just, like, randomly just killing things and moving around. Like, you aren't punished. But in Gloomhaven, in a lot of the situations, you exhaust yourself and you run out of cards and you get kicked out of the dungeon, basically is how it works. And so, yeah, I've had to redo like 3 or 4 missions before, just being like, wow, you really need to go do this really quick, grab this thing or kill this guy really quick and then go for the end goal. And I think that's a good thing in a game. That's crazy. You guys spent 4 hours though, and then had to redo it.
It was just like introducing new mechanics, and so we were like, okay, let's try and learn these new mechanics and then go through. But it maybe wasn't quite 4 hours, but it's still a good chunk of time. But it was a lot of fun. So
Nice. That's the important part.
Yeah,
Having a good time.
it wasn't like, well, I might have yelled at Crystal a little bit.
Why are you doing this? You need to do this. Yeah. That's a fun game, man. I love that game. It's cool.
What about you, Corey? What have you been up to?
I've just been playing the new Pokemon game that came out on the Switch, Pokemon Unite. I think it came out on Wednesday. I think Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Thursday. Surprising. First of all, it's a Pokemon MOBA, and a MOBA is like a battle arena. Like you're in an arena and you're trying to beat the other guys, and you're on a team of 5 or 4 or 3, depending on the map. And you're playing a Pokemon, and they can level up and they can evolve, like Bulbasaur all the way up to Venusaur, and you improve your abilities and stuff. And it's been a really fun time.
Cool.
It's surprisingly fun for how simple it is. Mm-hmm. And yeah, really good job on Nintendo. Even though I think they were just the publishers. I think Tencent was the one who made the game, but. Yeah, really good game for a free-to-play game and for a Switch game. It runs really well. You usually get around 55 frames to 60 in the console mode, like the TV mode. But yeah, it's awesome, dude. You can play with 4 other people online, and it's just a blast. Cool. Yeah.
So you said you play as a Pokemon, so you're not the trainer yelling out.
No,
attacks
I mean, take it how you will.
I mean, Corey is yelling attacks as a trainer.
You are the trainer.
No. I mean, yeah, you're the Pokemon, and you're just like learning the abilities you want to learn, and the different abilities that you learn kind of dictate your play style. So you can change it. If you want to be more aggressive and have like a dash, you can get a dash, or if you want one that like controls them more and like stuns them, you can go into that. And so there's a little bit of customization, not nearly as deep as like League of Legends or Dota. Obviously, they're super, super in depth, like too in depth for anyone to come in. But I mean, these are kids playing on the Switch, at like 8 to 15 years old coming in, and it's a great entry level, MOBA for them. So
yeah, Ethan was playing it, talking about it. So
yeah, I need to play with them because it's super easy to just jump in and out of games with each other. The game times run around 10 minutes as its longest game mode. You can play a quick match, which is literally 5 minutes. Like, this game is perfect because for kids, like, imagine like a kid situation. Like, if it's an online game, like a kid probably can't sit down for 30 to 40 minutes, which is a League of Legends match. There's no kid who's in their house sitting down for 30 to 40 uninterrupted. And so it's actually super smart of them to keep it to 10 minutes, quick and easy. Super fun, though. I honestly, like, it's sick. I dominate little kids. It's great.
I was just going to
Destroy them. But no, it's fun. And there's a lot of older people playing it. Like, I was looking at Twitch just to see how many people were streaming it. It was like top 5 streamed games like this week. It's going to die down a lot, but
Sure.
yeah, it's pretty surprising. So
That's cool, though.
it's fun for all ages. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, you guys gonna try it? It's free.
Yeah, I'll probably
Try
check
it
it out.
Once I get my
Might as well.
Switch.
Oh yeah, you need to get that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's pre-ordered.
Nice.
Oh,
So
nice.
it'll be here.
That's
And,
cool. Where'd you pre-order it from?
My brother did it for me.
Through a shady dealer. Through who?
Maybe through Best Buy or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, he just texted me. He was like, "Hey, so heard you wanted the new Switch. Pre-ordered it for you."
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice.
That's cool.
I wish my brothers did stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, what's up, Jonah?
You do that for your brothers.
I
though.
do, though, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Still waiting
hey,
on my
Jonah-
PS5. Mick got one before me.
I mean, you remember the good old days when we'd sit in front of GameStop and
Ah, dude.
camp out.
get the
The good
Wii
old
and-
days.
Get the Wii out.
whatever. Yeah. We would be there all night.
Came back from state. Got
Yes.
off the
Got
bus.
the Wii.
Went to Best Buy and camped out.
Got some Little
Times,
Caesars.
Yeah.
That was sick. And we just had blankets and it was super cold. It was in like November?
It had to have been
Yeah, it was
November if it
November.
was state.
In November. We go play a state tournament, drive straight back. We
On the
went
school bus.
all the way to the West Coast. Right? It was over there.
Yeah, we're in Seattle.
So it was like a 5-hour drive probably in the bus. And we come back, boom. We're right at, I think, Best Buy or GameStop?
Yeah, it was Best Buy.
Boom, we're at Best Buy. We have a bunch of blankets, like 10 blankets, big blankets just stacked on us. And there are people literally like in tents and have like fires going and all this stuff. Like,
Garbage cans.
yeah. And we're just
Like
sitting
Batman
there.
Begins. It was
Yeah.
like the Narrows.
Nice coat.
And we weren't thinking like, oh, we need a fire. We were thinking, man, we need some food. And so we
Yeah.
had, who do we have go get them?
I don't remember who.
Someone went and got a bunch of Little
remember who.
Caesars pizzas. Oh, nice. An old friend.
Oh.
That's a name I haven't heard.
And it was great, yeah. And so I think we were like first like 10 or 15 in, and that was awesome.
I
times.
remember when people were driving by and being
Oh.
like, I already got mine at Target. And then like driving off, we're like, hey, screw you.
Yeah.
People love just throwing that stuff in people's face.
We got some at Walmart, suckers.
See, but those were simpler times because I feel like
Now you get shot.
even then, like everyone was goofing around. Like the people that were camping out there, like we brought
fun.
pizza and then we like gave the
Yeah, we
people
gave
next to
people
us some
pizza,
pizza
yeah.
and it was just like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's just like people killing themselves over new consoles,
Or like trampling over
people. Just a simpler time, you know. When the world was a nicer place. Or maybe I just think it was because I was younger.
When was the last time
true.
you waited in line for a console? Since high school? Yeah.
Gosh, I don't
Yeah,
think I
because
ever
it's
waited.
dangerous now.
Yeah.
I doubt it's that bad. I think it's worse in like Portland, Seattle, like
Oh,
bigger
yeah.
cities.
Yeah.
More shady places.
Yeah, but Spokane is getting pretty
Well,
big.
but see, when I used to work at Finish Line, when they'd release the
shoe
Jordans,
Yeah, but
No, that's
ahead,
so
go ahead.
different.
and so we had like
Jeez.
people in line, and we handed out like the
tickets.
tickets.
Do you have metal detectors?
And
too,
then
to
there was
see
a
for
bunch of
knives?
people. So we got out. Two guys I got out, and another guy handed out the tickets. And then there were like people that were upset they didn't get tickets. So they started like fighting, like, "Hey, I was before him." And so we're trying to pull down the fence again.
It's like
and they're like
fighting
pulling it
zombies
back
out,
up,
dude.
and we're like, "Ah!"
You got to kick them
It was
out.
like, "Ah!" And like people were just like screaming and freaking out. And then it was nuts every time
Jordan
we'd release
releases,
Jordans, dude.
People are
What a
serious
time.
about shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they just gives us numbers. Like a little voucher, and we're just like, okay, we got ours. And then the people after us would be like, oh man, I guess we'll go try Walmart, and they just go and they leave. They wouldn't be fighting. That's crazy. Wow.
I mean, I think the only midnight stuff I've gone to are movies, but I feel like they don't even do that anymore.
Nah.
Like,
Which I
it's
kind of don't mind.
Like, oh,
actually.
7 p.m.
Well,
first showings.
how weird is it? Is that it's like, oh guys, actually we don't want our employees to work that late. Oh, we'll just do it the previous day at like 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I mean, you could do it. Like, you can keep pushing it back. Like, what's the point of a midnight release? It's
Right,
supposed to
yeah.
build this, like, hype and this kind of like, oh, it's special. You're staying up
Yeah.
really late, and then you're watching it with only the truest fans.
Right. Oh, and it's literally like the earliest you can watch it
Yes.
when it comes out on that day.
Yeah, because technically it's that official
Right.
day, right?
Right.
But
Well, like,
they're just now they're just doing it on Thursdays at 6. It's like, okay.
Well,
Cool.
it depends on the movie too, because I know when it's like Avengers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
there were like some 3 o'clock.
yeah.
Wasn't there
Yeah.
like 10 o'clock showings?
10
like,
o'clock, matinee stuff.
Really?
on Thursdays
Yeah.
because just so many people wanted to watch
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's
so you're just
smart.
kind of like, well, then the release date isn't that Friday; it's the Thursday.
Yeah, it's smart, but it's less cool.
Or they
Less
even
fun.
doing now. They're doing like, oh, watch the movie early, like on a Wednesday before it comes out.
Yeah.
Like you can go to early fan screenings for stuff. So it's kind of like,
But like, I think about I think we've talked about it before, but our like triple feature of the Dark Knight trilogy when Rises was coming out. Like, I think it was supposed to line up where we watched Rises around like midnight.
yeah,
I think it got pushed because of our
Fire.
fire thing that happened
Yeah.
in the movie theater. But yeah, just, I mean, you're there for the movie. I get it. But yeah, there is something special about, the midnight release and,
Yeah, I think it's an experience.
Josh, do you disagree?
And I go both ways.
he's an old man now.
I'm an old
there-
man, dude. I gotta get up early, go to work.
Dude, there's a reason why you didn't see 40, 50, 60-year-olds at these midnight releases with us. We were in high school, we were in college, and
Yeah, but I'd still
we were
do
doing
it.
Of course we would.
No, yeah.
That's because I'm
See,
a real fan.
That's right.
And it depends on the movie.
And Josh is an old.
The communal
Fogey.
experience is fun, right? It's
Yeah.
like it's fun to hang out, but I don't miss being like, we got to get there at this time so that we can make sure that we reserve all our seats. And
Yeah, but now
Jonah
the
better get
seats
here.
are reserved.
Well, now yeah.
See, that's
It makes
better,
it
and that's
easier.
fine.
But see, that's something that no one like. Maya's never gonna know what that was.
Yeah, that sucks.
That moment where you're like, I'm gonna show up 2 hours early. We're gonna get the tickets. We're gonna sit
snacks.
down there. We're gonna get snacks. We're gonna
Yeah.
go in, and we're not gonna leave our seats because, we ended up buying. What was the movie we bought? I bought the little alligator that had the teeth.
Yeah.
That was a
That was-
Hobbit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was actually.
Well, you brought that to the Dark Knight.
Okay, so we've done that on several movies. But
Yeah.
we're just like playing like those
games.
It's
stupid games.
the game is the alligator with the teeth, and you like press it, and then it chomps on
And
your
it bites
finger.
your finger off.
Yeah.
And it was fun for 5 minutes, and then then we talked about putting like X-Acto blade knives on
Yeah.
the teeth.
Yeah. Up.
But that
Great
kind of
idea.
stuff to me is like, like that's gonna be something that all the young kids don't realize.
I know, but Maya, they're gonna
was.
beam a movie straight into her brain.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be
And I'll
crazy.
be back when I was younger. I'd go with Uncle Corey and Uncle Josh and Uncle Mick. We'd go watch movies, wait in line for 3 hours
We'd wait for 3 hours, and then we can watch
because we
it.
had nothing better to do.
That's right. But we watched it before everyone
That's
else. Okay, it was that good. I still have the poster from the triple feature.
Yeah.
That was
I still have my little badge.
nice.
I think I still have the poster
yeah,
too.
it's a
but it's all
triple
like
back
Yeah.
to back to back poster.
it's all like crumpled.
Aw, that's
Aw.
too bad. I mean, these kids, they're not going to experience that, but they're going to experience other things, I'm sure, that are going to be.
But nothing as
They're
good as
ugly.
what
That's
we
right,
experienced.
exactly.
apparently. But yeah,
What
I
else
mean,
makes us sound old?
I mean, they're gonna have like midnight releases or like of like video games, going up at a certain time, or
And they can hit
Or-
download.
Exactly.
or like going to their friend's house and like having a movie night at their house, like those kind of things. Those are all super fun. Or just generally going to the movies with their friends is fun. Its face is not
sad.
impressed.
It's a sad.
Yeah. Okay.
This
state
world,
of
what's this
affairs.
world coming to?
It's sad.
I think it's already like people are, especially with everything that happened with COVID, it seems like people are like okay with just watching movies at home.
Yeah,
Well, now with
With HBO Max doing
yeah,
their
and with
releasing
Disney doing the pay
Disney.
$30, you can watch it at.
same
I
thing.
think that's the
which I prefer definitely seeing a movie for the first time in theaters. I think, especially a bit like a Tenet, Batman, or whatever, Star Wars. Like, I think those deserve to be watched.
Me too.
In a theater.
100%.
So
Do it for Christopher Nolan.
do it for
That's how he wanted you to watch it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And even dealing with annoying people, because whenever I go to movies, I'm like, it always happens that I sit next to somebody.
Yeah. I mean,
One of you guys, no. Someone
this guy. It's this guy.
Someone sits.
no one knows who you're pointing at.
Jonah is Mick. Jonah.
He wasn't next to me. He was in front of me.
Yeah, but he was making
and
noise.
it was during the trailers. It's fine.
Yeah,
but no,
funny.
but like someone that's like either chomping popcorn like in the
Like
moment
during A Quiet Place.
Yeah, or someone that's
Our
like
quiet place.
asking dumb questions
Or
during the movie.
screaming at like every little thing, or laughing way too much.
or making jokes.
Or on their phone. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's crazy how many people just pull their phones out. It's like, why are you here? What are you doing?
The
Yo,
guy-
don't
yeah.
get me started, dog.
Yeah, we should have a podcast where we just bring in all our
Grievance.
grievances of movie watching grievances.
We
not enough time.
we won't review the movie. We'll review our experience there.
I will say, Jonah, that those moments and also like the fire, quote unquote, the fire that happened for Dark Knight premiere is a reason why I remember that night so much.
Yeah.
Like getting
That was so great.
what's it called, like corralled down the like
Yeah.
parking lot.
And the
and the,
parking garage.
the reaction
The
when
parking
she
garage.
told everyone to go, that we had to go.
You can't make us.
Because it was nothing. And guess what? We got to watch the movie
Yeah.
See,
in
I
like 10, 15 minutes
I
later.
still remember, like, people were leaving. Like, they were trying to get to Northtown and, like, to try to, like,
gosh.
people were peeling out, and we're all, like, waiting in the, what is that? The
Parking garage.
The parking garage.
Yeah.
And we're all like, they're like, sorry, we can't finish the movie tonight. And we're all like, boo! And then, like, we're all just started, like, screaming and, like,
Burning stuff, flipping
and then,
cars.
so
Molotov.
the manager comes out after like 10 minutes and he's like, all right, we figured out what it was. We can't turn the AC back on, but it looks like we're going to be able to, if you guys are okay with having no AC. And we're like, yeah. But they told us we had to go back to the front of the mall and come back in. So I just remember everybody
Just sprint.
like
Running
sprinting up the escalators, both
escalators.
sides.
Yeah.
And we're all just like, yeah. It felt like Braveheart.
Yeah, because we all wanted to get back to our seats
It's so
because we
good.
didn't have assigned
Exactly.
seating.
No assigned seating.
We fought
Never
so hard to
understand.
get great seats, and I think we probably got better seats, honestly.
I think we
got
ended
the
up
same
everyone got the
spot.
same
It's not the
seat.
same
Like
one.
because everyone
Oh,
that's
on our way up, everyone kept yelling.
Same seats. That's right. I remember that.
And so we were all like going through like
was
same
awesome.
seats. Yeah, it was a moment
I think
where
everyone
humanity
was cool enough.
came together.
that's true.
See, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, no, there's so much division everywhere
know.
you look.
It's true, honestly. It
And
was
Josh
awesome.
Lusso was the first to peace out.
Oh, he was a
When he heard smoke, he was like, fire! And he ran out. I'm like,
Jeez.
what? We stayed in there for like 45 minutes more, like smelling the smoke, being like,
I'm gonna wait
it's
it
the
out.
Dark Knight. We're not leaving.
No way, dude. One of the best.
I thought it was one of those like 3D smell-o-vision experiences. Like it was something new.
Yeah. The fire rises.
I mean, I was willing for it to be my villain origin story.
I was
To
like-
me to burn alive, watching and then becoming like a supervillain.
I was like, man, you can really smell Two-Face. It smells burnt. Wow, that's crazy.
Burning flesh smell.
yeah, it was something like that. It was. They probably just had like a really dirty filter or something. That
I think they said one of the AC units overheated,
Yeah.
and so it started smoking.
whatever.
Good times.
Pull the power.
Great times. Great times.
Speaking of great times, I think it's time for some nerd root. Nerd. This is a really hard segment to say. Nerd news roundup.
Hey fellas, how about we round up some news? Nerd News Roundup.
I feel like whenever I hear this, I just imagine Jonah at his computer recording this and like rubbing his like mustache while he's like nerd news roundup.
Why do you guys have such a hard time saying Nerd News Roundup?
It's hard.
Nerd news roundup.
It's tough.
Nerd-
Ow now, brown cow.
How now, brown cow? So what are the
Round it up. Let's round it up.
All right. Well, I'm just
Round it
gonna.
up.
All right, Jonah, what do
I've
we
got
got?
a list of things. I'm just gonna go through. If you guys want to talk about something, go
Okay.
for it. If you're not interested in it,
Do we say pass?
Sure.
No, I'm just
Sure, that's fine.
No.
So
Pass.
we're gonna go first with some trailers that were released. I think the first one we're probably gonna talk about it, but the new Dune trailer was released. I think we all saw it.
Yep.
What do you guys think of that?
I think it looks great. The directing looks good. I haven't finished the book, so I don't know exactly where the story goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks good. I think we're all gonna watch it.
Yeah, probably not.
Never mind.
No. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's a part 1, right?
That's what they're saying. So that was it came out. People saw the first 13 minutes or something, and they said that the title sequence says Dune Part 1.
Okay. Because I thought that was the rumor that he's splitting the book into 2, which is cool. Which is because it's a big book. So good old Dennis Villeneuve, as they say.
The cast is amazing. Like that. I mean,
It's a stat cast.
yes. So
How much have they spent
Stacked,
on
Corey.
this?
Stacked.
It seems like a really expensive movie. The way
It does.
all the cast,
Do they?
Here's
do we
the
know
all
about
the
problem.
it?
scenes.
here's the problem with
It's
this
gonna
guy's
bomb.
movies. He makes good movies, gorgeous movies. They don't make a lot of money at the box office. So they're kind of taking a chance on this. If people look at it, I think it looks great. I want to go watch it, but I can see people that are like, that see the trailer and they don't know what it is, and they're just like, huh, it just looks really weird, like in the desert.
I think
So-
this also has the IP behind it, though. I think people know what Dune is.
Nerdy people do.
I think it's super.
Sure, but I think those are the people that are going to go see it.
Yeah. So this is going to be one of those
Because
movies.
is it? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is one of those movies that's going to rely on word of mouth. It's really going to have to lean on that. So when that one person goes with their nerdy friend, they're like, oh, wow, this is actually really good, or whatever. That's how it's going to be carried. Because when you look at it from someone who hasn't read the books,
yeah,
like
I
me,
haven't read it either.
okay, it looks cool. I kind of get it. But it's not like insanely intriguing to me. It's not like I've got to see that movie. But because of the cast, obviously, and I love movies just in general, I'm going to see it. But like, as someone who's not as into nerdy stuff, I can see where they skip on this.
What are you
one.
doing on this podcast then?
I'm running this place as far as video games because you guys have no idea.
Yeah, that's a good point. So what's the cast list? Do you have it in front of you?
I don't have it in front of me.
Oh,
But
Timothy Chalmers,
Jason Momoa,
Jason Momoa,
Oscar Isaacs,
Zendaya.
yeah.
One of what's the brothers?
What's
the
like-
Swedish guy.
it, does
Benicio del
say, it does
Toro.
say Dune Part 1 on...
It's not Benicio del Toro.
It isn't.
It's
What's it?
Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Javier Bardem.
Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, Oscar Isaac,
Dave Bautista. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
you see him.
David Desmatian,
That's not
Polka Dot Man, Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah, I mean, this is like...
Yeah.
That's the guy.
The girl from Never Enough, Never. Greatest Showman. What's her name?
This is the guy. I don't know.
Isn't that Zendaya?
No. Well, she's in but the girl that sings that song. What's
Rebecca
her
Ferguson?
name? Yeah. Right? Yeah.
I have
Sure.
no idea.
Yeah, I think it's her.
I mean, she's in it.
She's in the new she's in the new movie with the one that looks like
Hugh
Inception.
Jackman.
The other thing that's I think that gets me excited for it, like Corey said, haven't read the books. I'm not a huge like Dune fan, so I'm not the demographic. It looks really cool, but anything Hans Zimmer does,
I was just gonna say,
I
it's
think
like-
I think you are the demographic. I just think you don't have a heart of.
I'm not like the
As
I'm
part
not
of the
like the
pool.
hardcore
Yeah.
like Dune guy that's
But
been
you
like
are their aim. They're
Right.
aiming for you to watch it.
right. And so Hans Zimmer, from some of the stuff that came out, the people that have watched the first 13 minutes or whatever, they said the score is
I mean,
really
he's-
awesome. So
Did you listen to the 2 tracks he released? Mm-mm. He released 2. So
I didn't even know
kind of
he was-
gladiator-ish.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I mean, lots of sand in the movie. So.
Sure.
But it's. I mean, it has gladiator vibes, like vocals, but everything else sounds really interesting. So
he's always a huge pull
Yeah.
for all of us to want to go see a movie. His stuff is just awesome.
It's just good.
I love his work.
But what's
No,
that face?
nothing.
Oh, do you not?
I'm excited for Dune. I'm afraid it's gonna flop.
I don't think it's going to make the money that they're expecting it to make.
Average moviegoer is not gonna say, "I'm gonna go watch Dune."
Especially since it's releasing also on HBO Max. Since they're doing that double release.
I thought, okay. I didn't.
As of now, they're still announcing it as HBO Max and theaters at the same time.
When is it coming out?
October something.
Okay, cool.
October 22nd.
Nice. We'll have to go see that one.
Yeah.
In theaters.
I don't think anything else big is coming out around then, so I think it'll kind of stand on its own for at least a good while.
Did Batman get pushed to 22?
Yes.
The Batman?
The Batman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because it was originally supposed to come out in October, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
So, so Dune looks cool. Another trailer, The Last Duel by Ridley Scott that has
Oh, yeah, I saw the trailer.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon.
I saw this.
Adam Driver.
Yeah.
So, Ridley Scott, I think, is one of my favorite directors. And so this looks cool to me, especially because even though it's not Gladiator, it has kind of that vibe to it. So I'm into it. It seems like an interesting story, so I was kind of intrigued by it.
It's like Gladiator mixed with A Knight's Tale. Like, that's what I got from it.
Well, it said it was based off a true story.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, hey, you broke into my wife's room and no, I didn't. And I'm like, all right, let's kill each other, and that's it. That's the whole thing.
Hey,
it's honor,
and
man.
it's gonna be like a 3-hour movie.
It looks interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, and
I like the actors.
so yeah,
I just-
good cast.
I'm down.
I just think Ben Affleck looks hilarious with like his
Me
bleached
too,
like
dude.
hair and it's like his
Little
goatee
bleach
Yes.
goatee.
and his Boston accent.
Need to have a Boston accent. Anybody else?
What's the other guy's name?
Adam
No.
Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver. It's just hard to get Kylo Ren off my mind.
I think
like
Adam
Adam
Driver's
Driver.
I
awesome.
like him. I'm just saying.
Hey, what do you have
does
against Adam
cheat?
Driver?
So defensive.
Have you seen
Why
that?
do you guys attack
What's the
me
name
so
of that
much?
movie with Adam Driver and Bill Murray, the zombie movie?
I haven't watched it.
There's a zombie movie with that?
Yeah, it came out last
It's
year.
like the weirdest movie. I watched it. Has Selena Gomez in it.
What?
It's the weirdest movie. There are cops in a little town, and people start coming back from the dead. But they keep acknowledging like the camera, like
like the Office.
Malcolm in the Middle
I
style?
hate
it's
that.
weird. It's really
hate it.
weird. And then like he keeps putting on music, and he's like, Bill Murray's like, I don't know why the director picked this song. And he's like, yeah, we're supposed to listen to it. He's like, And they just like, it's really weird. Anyways, but he's interesting in it just because he's always like, he has the same expressions on his face. But he said he's a really good actor.
Have you seen Lucky Logan
I haven't seen that.
with Channing Tatum and
James Bond.
James Bond? It's a funny movie. It's a heist movie, but they're rednecks, so they're gonna go to a NASCAR
Nice.
game and steal money.
That's cool.
But Adam Driver's in it, and he's hilarious.
nice.
The zombie movie you're talking about is called The Dead Don't Die.
Yes, that one's it. You should watch it just to see.
Movie review.
Yeah,
It has Steve Buscemi in it and Danny Glover.
Oh, sick.
Danny Glover.
Sick.
I mean,
Is he a cop?
I love Bill
He's gotta
Murray,
be a
so I'll
cop.
watch anything with Bill Murray in it. So
Danny
that's why I
Glover.
kind of watched it. But
Tilda Swinton's in it too.
yeah, it's an interesting.
Dang. I had no idea about this movie.
Yeah, we'll see about the old throwing the glove and
Yeah, the
challenge
last
you to a
duel. Hey, I like Ridley Scott, so I think
We'll
most
see.
people hated Prometheus and Alien Covenant, but I kind of like those movies. So,
What's the last movie he did?
I hope it's more like that. Honestly,
what is the last movie
jump
he did?
scares.
Was Alien Covenant the last one he did?
That's the last one I can think of, unless he did something. Yeah, no idea.
Why do you guys call for
Exodus.
information you guys don't?
But that
know?
was before. That was before.
What's that guy? That one guy. What was his last movie? It's like you guys don't know.
We're hoping somebody knows.
Literally anyone can just Google it. You guys are okay.
Anyways, okay.
Let's do
Moving
it.
on. The last trailer that I was gonna discuss was Army of Thieves teaser that
yeah.
dropped today, which is the prequel to Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Zack Snyder is not directing; he's just producing, and so that dropped today. It's kind of just a prequel to it. I guess it happens while the zombie apocalypse is happening in the U.S. They're using that as cover to break into a safe. So it kind of is like a heist movie. So there's that one.
Even say it with a straight face.
Are you supposed to say it with a straight face?
I don't think so. I think you're doing it right. It's
So-
just like, I guess this and that.
I think this movie knows what its purpose is. I think it's
How did the movie do? Do we even know?
It was the highest. Well, that's my next thing on here in the Nerd News Roundup. It was the highest streamed movie for Netflix in quarter two. So
Okay.
it's like 75 million
yeah.
views.
Everyone likes zombies, man. Everyone likes a good zombie movie.
and
heist movies.
and
Combine them too.
off of that, they announced that and then announced that they're basically gave Zack Snyder a first look deal with Netflix and his production company. So for the next 2 years, anything he wants to do, they get first dibs on it. They also announced that he's doing Army of the Dead 2 and
Yeah.
Rebel Moon, which is the other Netflix. So those 2 Netflix movies, along with another movie that his second unit director is going to be doing. So they're just announcing that Army of the Dead was a success and they're going to continue with his kind of stuff. So that was
well, yeah. You said the spinoff one is directed by the actor, right?
right.
The safecracker.
Yes. For better or worse, I mean, if people liked it or
Rich
not,
or poor.
they're doing they're doing more in this. So the prequel movie, and then the sequel, and then there's a animated series that's coming out as well.
Yeah. I mean, I personally didn't really care for Army of the Dead all that much, but I do see that there is a lot of potential with the world that they're building. So, sure.
Time to cancel my Netflix account, I guess.
Whatever. Doesn't hurt anyone, right?
No, we'll see.
I mean, they need content, so that's what these streaming services need. So, and
Wherever
next
they can get it from.
So next thing is just a few casting things for some DC shows. Batgirl HBO Max show cast Leslie Grace, who is the girl from In the Heights. I don't know if you guys watched that movie. It is on HBO Max. I watched it. It's a musical. She's good in it. But yeah, I mean, people are. It's a typical thing that's happening because she's Latina. They're like, Batgirl is a redhead, so there's people upset about
Really?
that. And because that always happens with anyone you cast, they're like, she doesn't look like the comics. So, but she was a good actress in that movie. I don't think she's going to be singing as Batgirl unless
You
it's
never
a
know.
musical. but-
Can't you just change her hair color?
Yeah.
Like, even if they want it to be? Like,
I mean, like the new Mary Jane is
Such a weird-
redhead.
Yeah.
who cares?
So that the other thing, Michael B. Jordan, there's reports that he is working on they're saying it's a limited series for HBO Max as a Superman story, not Clark Kent, either Calvin Ellis or Val Zod, which I'm way better with that than they had announced that J.J. Abrams is working on a movie that would be a black Superman, Kal-El, Clark Kent, which I'm like, why would you don't need to do that. You've already got the best Superman, still Superman, in Henry Cavill. So if Michael B. Jordan is developing this, I'm totally fine with that because I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But it's just a rumor right now. They haven't announced if his production company is working on the story. They don't know if he's signed on to play him, but I would think he's talked in the past about wanting to do Calvin Ellis.
Yeah.
And he seems to know the comics and stuff. So it would seem to me if his production company's working on it, that he would star in
Seems
it.
pretty likely. This would be his his third run as
Yeah.
a comic character.
Probably, yeah.
'Cause he did Fan Four Stick,
Human Torch.
Black Panther, and now Superman.
And then I think that this is another kind of rumors in the Star Wars stuff. It's been reported this week that they've cast for an upcoming live action show Ezra Bridger and Thrawn. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Mena Massoud, who played Aladdin in the live action Aladdin. Supposedly he's been cast as Ezra.
Is he going to
and-
sing too?
Maybe. And Lars Mikkelsen is supposedly cast as Thrawn. Lars Mikkelsen makes sense. He's the voice of Thrawn in Rebels. So it would make sense to keep that continuity. But it's just kind of a rumor. Some people are reporting that it's happened, but it could not be the case.
Who's reporting?
People.
Yeah, nice.
The people are saying.
Okay.
I can't remember what a couple sites were saying.
I feel like that rumor's been around for a while though. Like last year, or maybe even a year before that, it was like, oh, here's a picture of whatever that guy's name is. Like it was a shot of him, like kind of dressed up as Ezra. That was going around a long time, like a while ago. Who's the other actor? There's another actor, Raul something.
Isn't that the guy that
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, like he had beef with Zack Snyder?
And then he hired him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when all the stuff happened with Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon, he kept defending Joss Whedon and saying that, attacking Snyder fans on Twitter and making fun of people and stuff like that, and then saying that Zack Snyder was a hack and all this kind of stuff. So a lot of people were in the Snyder camp were like upset with him, and then Zack Snyder announced that he cast him in the voice actor for the Army of the Dead prequel. So they're like, man, it's going to be really awkward when he meets Zack Snyder, and Zack Snyder goes over all this Twitter stuff he said about him. But
Yeah, he would just post videos because there were rumors going around, and then he would be like, post a video on Twitter and be like, yeah, I don't know where all these rumors are coming from, and he'd have like random things in the background, like from Rebels or like other things.
or he'd be watching like on the TV behind him would be like a picture of Ezra like paused watching Rebels.
That was kind of funny.
I mean, he's trying to get a job.
Might as well.
Well, it's just classic trolling to get more followers, too.
Yeah.
You're going to get a bunch of Star Wars fans to, what's he going to post next? Kind of stuff. So, smart.
I think that's it for what I had for nude news.
I will say one other thing in news that I kind of forgot to mention to you guys was that it came out, I think last week, where a lot of different websites were reporting that there are a lot of Zelda games that there's 2 remasters, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, that are going to be remastered for the Switch.
Ooh, that's cool.
And those are slated for 2022. And then also straight ports of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, they have ready to go, but they're not doing it. They're just waiting for
what
the
is
right time.
I'm an idiot. So what does straight ports mean?
So no changes, no updates on graphics, nothing. It's just a straight
you can just
one-to-one
play it?
ratio. So when they did Wind Waker the first time, they just improved the graphics a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to do it again. They're going to improve the graphics again. And
So I was going to get Skyward Sword,
yeah.
but then I looked at a comparison video, and it's like the graphics are almost the same.
Yeah. You're paying for the better controls. That's basically
Well, and even some of the reviews I saw was that the controls aren't that much better.
really
Like,
too bad.
like
That's the one thing I thought they were going to
I watched the IGN thing. They're like, it's still clunky, and the other one where you can move, they're like, I ended up not using that because it was more frustrating. So I was gonna get it because I was like, oh, it's gonna look better, and then I watched, IGN does like the comparisons, where they like put one side of the screen, and I was like,
It wasn't that better.
it wasn't that much better. So that I ended up not getting it. I got the Zelda Joy-Cons though, because those are sick.
Nice.
So did I. Those are sweet. Yeah.
Did you guys like Twilight Princess?
I did.
Yeah,
I love
like
Twilight Princess.
I really enjoyed that one. I think that's top 3 for me.
Zelda hasn't missed.
You mentioning Zelda made me think. Just remember, did you see the news that in 2005 through 2008 they were developing a Sheik game?
So they had basically a number 2 for Ocarina of Time, but it would be featuring Sheik.
Yeah,
That would be the
it would
main character.
it would be the bad timeline going
Yes.
forward.
And why didn't they do that?
I don't know. They
I
canceled
don't
it,
know.
but it was
I saw some sick artwork.
yeah. They have art.
Oh,
they have
man.
artwork.
It's so cool. Sheik looks so dope.
It was in development from 2006 to 2008.
Yeah. So that came out with the same news. Yeah. It was. It's just a coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's too bad. Yeah. It would have been sick. I don't know how well it would have done, but I think it would have done pretty well. I mean, considering Majora's Mask,
Majorums.
Majorums, and anyone was going to eat them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Anything
absolutely.
they put out at that time, they were killing it.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to buy it. That's too bad they didn't. That's crazy how long they had been developing it, and then they're like, nah.
That's
Yeah.
Nintendo for you, though.
Yeah.
They'll just.
Oh, you know how many things they've stopped just because they're like, no, it's not the right.
Well, like
it's
Metroid.
Not perfect.
How long have I been working on Metroid 4, right?
Gosh. Yeah.
I mean, Metroid 5's coming out before 4 does.
Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting little tidbit. I was like, oh, sweet.
Wait, so you said 2 remasters, Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, and then
And then the
2
old
ports.
The old ports, yeah, just straight over. So I'm guessing the ports will probably be like a Nintendo 64 virtual console or something like that. Is what I'm assuming.
I wonder if they're working on any, because I really liked the remaster they did, or the thing of Link's Awakening.
They said they were considering Seasons and Ages.
That would be sweet, actually.
So they're thinking of doing that one.
See, because I was hoping they'd
On
do
the
like
Game
one
Boy
of those, or even like the Minish
Those are
Cap or something like that. Because I mean, I really liked playing Link's Awakening on the Switch with the updated graphics and stuff. It was basically the same game. They just put the new skin on it.
That's so
and to me
cool,
is like, which updated the game. It was fun. In handheld form, you just laying in bed and playing it. To me, it's like, man, if they could do more of those,
Dude,
I really enjoy.
I think Seasons
Link's
and
Awakening.
Ages would be perfect. I honestly wish they'd do that, the Link's Awakening treatment
Yeah.
to Seasons and Ages, because there's a lot of interaction with the map where you would go back in time and then it would change the map entirely and you'd have to do things.
Yeah.
A lot of puzzles involved time, and then the other one was different seasons. And so it was really cool interactions with different puzzles and stuff like that. It was really fun. I bought Seasons, and my other buddy Brandon, he bought Ages, and we swapped when we beat it. It was really fun. I remember that one. It was good.
Did you say they're doing a remaster of Twilight Princess?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Yes.
Twilight Princess is one of my favorite ones, actually.
Yeah, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are the remasters.
Which they already remastered Wind Waker for the
Right.
Wii U, but
They're doing it again, basically.
and guess who's gonna buy it again? This
Well, do you know
guy.
There's a guy I watch on YouTube. I can't remember. I think his name is Zeltic, but he just does. His channel is basically all Zelda news. He has videos on if you go into Wind Waker, certain places that seem like they were dungeons that weren't never finished. That would be kind of cool if they remastered stuff, but added stuff into the game that they never finished. They probably wouldn't do that.
No.
But I was like,
That's not the Nintendo
That
way.
would be kind of cool. Like certain things that you're like, oh, this spot is actually now open. Now you can go there. But
DLC.
there you go.
That's
I mean, if
DLC
they've already
before DLC.
remastered it, might as well throw in
Might as well
a
do
few
a
more
pl-
things.
Yeah, so that's an interesting thing. So a lot of people have been like, oh, dude, when it comes to like World of Warcraft and like the original classic version, they're like, why don't you guys just like keep that version, but just make more dungeons? Because they did the same thing. They had a bunch of raids and big things that if you go off and you hack the game and you go off into the map and see all these massive structures, they had like 2 or 3 other raids planned in totally different like leveling areas. And it's like, God, it's just too bad they never did it. But they sent out a questionnaire to Blizzard people, like Battle.net owners, and they're like, hey, would you play a game? Would you play a WoW Plus? And so it's crazy that they're even thinking about it. But yeah, I wish they'd do that with like Zelda. But Nintendo would never do that because they're like, that is a complete product package.
Yeah.
It's the first time they've done it is with Breath of the Wild. So, yeah. And even then, it's just extra little content here and there. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I had for news. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that'll do it for Nerd News Roundup. And moving on to the next thing, I think Mick went and watched Old.
I did. Yeah, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Old. Saw it in theaters the other night with a couple other friends.
Yeah, not with us. Cool.
No spoilers.
Yeah, this will be spoiler
Yeah, so
free.
me, Jenna, and Josh have not watched it. So.
It was very true to his style. There's mysteries involved. So the premise is these couple families go to this beach and weird phenomenons are happening with aging. and
Homies are getting old.
homies are getting old.
That should be the synopsis.
I guess
Homies getting old.
I guess it's based off a novel. I haven't read it, so I'm not sure if it's like really true to it or if it's kind of doing its own thing.
I thought it was a graphic novel.
Or a graphic novel, yeah.
Okay.
So that would be interesting to read just to see the differences. But yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought it was just okay.
Were you surprised with the ending, or did you see it coming? With no specific, just general.
I'll say
you
no. I
see it
wasn't
coming?
surprised.
Oh, you weren't surprised. Okay.
I was not.
Gotcha.
They all died of old age.
I mean, I would still suggest it, even though I wasn't like blown away by it. I mean, I still love like Unbreakable and Sixth Sense. Those of his, I think, are still like way up there for me. But yeah, it was just okay. I will say a lot of the camera work was really cool. Like just the framing and the way the camera moved. It was really unique, and I think it really helped with the immersion of the movie.
He's so good at that.
Yeah. Well, like in Unbreakable, there's the opening scene in the train.
Yeah,
And it's a comic book movie, so just the way it's framed, it was framed as like actual frames of comics.
Yeah,
and
he has symbolism with his friend.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that type of stuff I would look out for because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch it because I'm a
Here's
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan Ding Dong.
I am. I'm an apologist. I mean, yes, he's done some bad movies,
After Earth is the best movie.
but to me, I
Take a
think
knee, cadet.
I think he gets
Take a knee.
unnecessarily maligned by
Yeah.
people. It's kind of the cool thing to do is like make fun of M. Night Shyamalan, and
Yeah, it's like Nickelback. They're not that bad.
I think he's done some of my favorite movies are some of M. Night Shyamalan's movies. So I'm looking forward to watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you like his movies, I definitely watch this.
Yeah, I respect him a lot because of what you said, where, it's either a hit or a miss, and like he takes his chances and he has a vision and he really is an artist in that way and he commits.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, or, richer or for poor. And I don't know why we keep saying that. But yeah, no, I think it's super cool because like, I know me personally, like if I was in that position, I would want to play it safe because I'd want to not sully my name or, knock it out like every time. That'd be awesome. But with him, he's got nothing to lose, and he's made some really amazing movies because of that, because he'll do what he wants. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think the characters are really good. There's definitely some creepy stuff that happens. It's not really a scary movie.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I mean, I saw
wouldn't
something
have
in the
gone,
trailer.
but-
It's not a spoiler. Like the kid's like having a baby, and the kid was like literally 6 before that, like 20 minutes or like an hour ago. Like it's super weird.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff when you really think about it once you watch the movie. But but yeah, just like creepy imagery that comes along with the premise of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the music was great too. I don't know who did the music.
He that's one of the things he's so good at too is he's like the music
He's got,
he
like,
does
creepy suspense kind of movies and like
even so like if I go back and listen to Unbreakable is one of the best soundtracks.
James Newton Howard, baby.
Yeah, he's always doing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
no, Unbreakable has
He does the Village is beautiful.
The Village, dude.
That the violin in the Village is just like
that one
that. So
creeps me
his
out.
music to me is like one of the best. The two best things I think M. Night Shyamalan does is his camera work. Just the shots he does are very unique, and the music. The music always fits so well with his movies. So that's,
Well, he's not making the music.
I know, but he works. I mean, he always gets
I
James
know,
Newton
I
Howard
know.
and stuff
Maybe
like
he's
that.
in the room with them.
Yeah, I got you.
Which
I don't-
I was a little bummed James Newton Howard didn't do Glass.
Yeah.
Because I think they could have used Unbreakable stuff in Glass.
Oh yeah,
It would have
Brought
been
back some
awesome. That was my one thing that I was a little disappointed with Glass.
Yeah, composer is Trevor Grekus. I don't recognize anything he's done, but yeah, the music was great. So yeah, it was okay for me. It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the problem is with M. Night Shyamalan movies is everyone's focused on the twist. Like,
Yeah,
what's the twist going to be? What's the twist
yeah.
going to be? And whatever that twist is, that determines
Or if
they
there's a
enjoy the
twist at
movie.
all. Like,
Right.
you know, it's
Yeah, people go in watching the movie to see if they can catch the twist before it happens, but they're so focused on that they're not watching what's happening in the movie.
Right.
I am like a horse with the blinders on. I'm being pulled along. It's whipping me in the back, and I'm just going along for the ride.
That's how you need to watch his movies.
Because
yeah.
why the heck am I watching a movie if I'm not along for the ride and I'm willing to be entertained?
Yeah.
I don't want to be this guy who's, I knew that was going to happen. Like, okay, sometimes that happens without me even trying, but like, dude, that bugs me when people are like that.
And that's what it is. That's why there's a lot of people that hate him because they're like, "Oh, the twist was stupid."
I
It's like,
figured the twist
Did
out.
you
Yeah, it's
watch?
stupid.
Did you watch what was happening? Again, I sound like a broken record, but I say this all the time. Even in
Zack Snyder.
no, even
I was about
in
to throw my head.
even in his worst movies, which Lady in the Water isn't a great movie, there's some scenes in that movie that I think are some of the best stuff. Like when Paul Giamatti is healing,
Spoilers.
when he's healing Bryce Dallas Howard's character, and he's recounting how his wife and daughter got killed and how he wasn't there for them. That is how the music swells and how he's recounting that and apologizing to them while he's healing her. That scene is one of the best scenes in any movie. And you may hate that movie, but to me, that whole movie is worth it just for that one scene in it. Like he does things in his movies that I just don't see any other directors doing that I just think are amazing.
yeah. I think I was talking to Josh about this earlier, but like if I hadn't seen the trailers for the old movie, I think I would have got more out of it. But just the fact that I knew
It shows the trailers show a lot.
the trailer does show, I think, too much, especially after seeing the movie. So, I mean, what are you gonna do though?
It should have just
Not
been the
watch
families
trailers.
going to the beach and being like, "Come see Old" or something like that, and then you get there.
I mean,
what?
yeah.
Why is it named Old? Weird.
But like, what's his name? Rufus Sewell. Sewell.
Just go for it and pretend you know.
Rufus so well.
There you go.
He was great in the movie. I mean, he was the villain in A Knight's Tale.
Oh, so he's the villain.
Like I always plays villains. Jeez.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So Bad Batch.
On to the Bad Batch.
On to Bad
Well,
Batch.
we're down to 3 episodes left, right?
Yep. 3 episodes.
3 episodes of maybe the first season.
I don't.
Who knows?
No
see.
announcements
They haven't
yet.
made any announcements. So, what do you guys think of the episode?
Okay, I'll be honest. It was a filler episode for me.
Okay.
I didn't really care for it that much. I mean, the coolest part to me was like having, the Pikes. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the Pikes.
Yeah,
like
the
the
Pikes.
I
in
like
the-
their design a lot.
in the show. I thought that was cool. Again, just tying in the universe and making it all fit. I like that stuff. So, but yeah, I mean,
It felt like you're saying
Spoilers
a
for the
little weird because it did feel like we're getting to the end
yeah.
and
Especially
And
where
it
the
was
last
just kinda-
episode left
right.
off. It was like I wanted that to keep
Right.
going, and it was just not there.
so it did feel like you're saying a little bit filler. To me, I kind of feel like in the past when I've thought or when people have complained about something being filler, then something ends up happening later that you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense because it goes back to that. So I'm wondering if the Pikes show up or they do something with the Pikes because of this in the last episodes or with the guy, what was his name?
Roland.
from
One-horned Roland.
Rebels. That was cool
Yeah.
that you're kind of seeing why he has the one horn.
Yep.
For those that have watched Rebels and he shows up in that. So I'm wondering maybe if he has something to do with he helps Omega out or something because she defended him. So that's why maybe I'm not going to go as far as to say it was filler because I think there could be a potential of this playing out in the last 3 episodes.
Yeah. I
in
mean,
some
yeah.
way.
When you're in the moment,
Yes.
it's hard to
It did
not
feel
see
out
it
of
that way. But yeah, I guess just looking at as the episode is, to me it was just. I mean, it wasn't like bad or anything.
No.
It just like
Nothing really happened.
Nothing really happened.
Yeah, I was thinking about the episode because it threw me for a loop. I was like, yeah, there's 3 episodes left, and this is where we're at. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And so I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, either they're setting stuff up for a later payoff with Roland or whatever, like you guys are saying, or if this is like the path that takes them to their end spot in 3 episodes that they want to get to. And I was trying to think, well, what is the end goal of this series? You know, most shows you have that goal in mind, like, you know, defeat this big bad guy or free these people or whatever the goal is. I don't understand what the goal of this is. It's just to keep her away from being captive, like taken. That's what it feels like right now. And so I'm trying to think, where are we going if it's not a season 2 situation where there's like more to it?
And that's what it's feeling for me.
I'm just trying to figure it out because it's like, do we end up, like Omega sacrifices herself, and then these guys are like, they start working with the rebels or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there is
Separatists or whatever.
There is still
It's
a
like,
lot that
is
could
that-
happen.
right,
in
3
3 episodes,
episodes.
but
But I'm trying to figure out,
but what
think-
is that?
why are we not driven by that right now? I'm not
think-
driven by much right now.
Yeah.
That's what when I look at it, like if you're asking that question, what's the point of the show? I think what they're ultimately going to go to is the conversation that Rex had with them, where he's like, you got to fight for something.
Yes.
Right?
That's
so
what I think too.
That's where they're going. I think there has to be something that pushes Hunter to join, because Echo, I think, is the one that says, why aren't we going with Rex, right? Echo's ready to... Hunter's being held back by something. They've kind of messed around with that idea of, like, allegiance with, we can't help the Separatists, we fought the Separatists, and kind of challenge that idea that there may be good guys on both sides now that they're seeing what they fought for, the Empire, and how they're taking over. So I think they're kind of using that narrative and those ideas to push the Bad Batch to be part of the rebellion as it's forming.
And as of right now, Hunter is too protective. He's too safe.
Right.
He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to stick his neck out for them. It's always being justified by Omega's reasons.
Right, because he has to take care of her.
And so ultimately, if they're not going to have Omega stick around, there's going to be something that happens to where it's her wishes, or there's a reason why they need to do something, whatever it is, to change his heart on that and fighting back.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's the problem. Is what I'm saying is, I don't feel like there's a driving factor right now, and I think this episode kind of showed that.
Yeah.
But there are 3 episodes, so plenty of time.
Well, and I'm just wondering if, like you're saying, it has been, like, we can pull out things from different episodes and be like, well, this is what we think they're going to. But I do agree, and so that's what I'm saying. I wonder if, like you're saying, there's a second season that with the last 3 episodes or the last 2, because it may be that this next episode sets up the final 2 longer episodes. That I'm wondering if this first season is to set them up to what they're going to be doing, like in a season 2 where there's more a through line or an objective. Does that make sense?
Or more focus.
Where they need to, right now they need to be like, hey, they're just scrounging around, they're surviving, they're scavengers, kind of getting money, working whatever jobs they can. I mean, I don't think this would happen, but I'm like, maybe Omega is the catalyst, and they kill Omega.
That's what I'm saying.
And I don't think that would happen. That would be kind of crazy if they did that.
Yeah, that would be pretty ballsy.
And where they kill her, and then she's the catalyst for them going to the rebellion.
Yeah.
I mean,
something like that, or
Wrecker dying, or someone dying in the final, and then it focuses the objective or what their story is into the next season.
It doesn't have to be a death. It can be captive. It can be whatever, right?
Right. Hey, I want to go. I want to go
the dark and gritty Bad
I'm with
Batch.
you, buddy. I'm with you, man.
Zack Snyder's Bad Batch.
But I could see them, using season 1, if there was a season 2, as like a build, and then a cliffhanger / this sends you on the season 2 goal at the end of it. But if it's just a standalone, just one season, then they're gonna have to link it into something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think
that's
overall,
how they usually do it.
I think the episode was whatever. It was fine. Not a lot happened that I was like, that's incredible.
It's like a standard.
Yeah.
You have a mission, you accomplish it.
I can see people say it's a filler episode, but I feel like they're setting up more.
Yeah.
And what I saw in that episode, I liked what I saw. I liked those guys kind of hanging around. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like the armored guys. They're like, what are they doing here? We're introducing a new crime boss that's trying to make a name. I just had to fact check you. He's not the guy from Rebels.
Oh, I thought he was.
The guy from Rebels, his name is Vizago.
Oh,
but
that's true.
But he is the leader of the Broken Horn Crime Syndicate. So maybe they're setting something up like that. Like he sets up his own crime syndicate.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of makes it interesting for me because they mentioned his name, whatever, Roland Duran, and his mom, who's supposed to be some crime boss, right?
Right, that's true.
In Clone Wars, we saw the guy from Black Sun with the Pikes. And you also saw, I forget the guy's name from Solo. Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
Crimson Dawn? Is that the name?
That's the name of the
Yeah.
crime
Yeah.
thing.
And so, it starts with a V. Anyway, the guy from A Knight's Tale. So
Vision.
They're already introducing
Vizio.
a lot of different crime syndicates, and they've already brought in. I'm blanking on her name. The bounty hunter that's going to be in Book of Boba Fett.
Fennec Shand.
Fennec Shand.
Yeah.
So I like this crime world that they're building, and I want to see more of it. So I'd like to see either Roland, sets up his own crime syndicate, and we see more of that, and then maybe we even see more of that in Book of Boba Fett, where we see Boba Fett dealing with all these other crime syndicates. Maybe he even deals with. I guess Darth Maul's dead by then, but you could at least see maybe the beginning of him building that out. Into other projects.
Where Solo left off,
right.
where Darth Maul has taken over,
Right.
they could
fill in
that.
area.
I mean, people keep not clamoring, but people keep saying I want Solo 2 to happen because I want to see what Maul's doing. They kind of set that up. I don't think it'll happen, but they might be trying to do that in a show, setting all these families up and syndicates, and then be able to tell that story because it could fit in with that.
I think they do that all the time. I think they cast these nets and they just give these connections out there, and they can then make their decision later on if they want to use them or not.
Yeah.
So throwing out names like that, they're like, oh, we can connect that and this and that. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, I like what they're doing. I think that Omega, them having that scene with Omega being like, no, don't hurt him. Like, don't do that. He doesn't deserve it. And them kind of highlighting that choice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Hunter being like, why did you care about this guy who kidnapped you? Like, basically took you. And so they're playing with that a lot.
Yeah.
Basically her humanity versus
Yeah.
their just like as is kind of attitude. Like, that's going to be a payoff at the end. There's going to be something like that matters.
True.
Now I feel like an idiot because I watched the episode and I was like, "Hey,
Well,
it's the guy."
I thought the same thing, and I was like, he looks
looks
little.
very
He
similar.
looks a little. I mean, they're the same color.
Yeah.
and they're the same race. So I was
Yeah.
like, but that Roland name doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Because when I looked up the name Roland, it was like, oh, he hadn't shown up in anything.
Did he have
else.
one
So I was
horn?
like, he does have a. He has a broken horn. He's got lamb chops though.
Well, I just assume. I mean, it's the same thing with like
Scrub.
different animations because they've done
Yeah.
that with Saw Gerrera.
Yeah.
And the Solo guy's Dryden Voss.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you guys. Say they don't continue the Bad Batch, so there's no season 2, which I think there's kind of going to be a season 2. But say they don't. What are the chances of any of the Bad Batch showing up in something like
100%.
live action,
100.
like Mandalorian or a Ahsoka show or something like that? Like if you have Hunter or one of them show up, an older
Rogue One and the Rogue One show.
Do you
I mean,
count,
that would be
do you
pretty
count
sick.
references? Like, oh.
No, I want to see like the character show up.
wants to see Wrecker?
Okay.
No,
So
I don't know if I'd want to see. I'd want to see Hunter or Echo.
I think
You know-
seeing Echo would be pretty cool. I mean, he has to be there for the base, you know?
I mean, the nice thing, that's true. The nice thing though is
no. What about goggles, dude?
I like goggles.
I like goggles.
Or sharpshooter, whatever you call him.
Well, no. So Sid was calling them muscles and calling them goggles in this episode.
And Corey was calling him
And
straight shot.
well, that's just because I don't remember things.
Bullseye. I think there's a good chance.
Oh, like 90%.
I think
chance.
they're popular enough characters and they have Tamora Morrison.
Yeah.
He could easily.
I mean, that guy's gonna get a lot of work. He's all the clone.
yeah.
Any clone that shows up.
That's probably the smartest casting. You could play so many characters. Yeah, so I think there's a good chance for sure. I don't know. Like maybe the Book of Boba Fett or.
Yeah, now that you
What?
mention the Andor series, I'm like, that might
It's early rebellion time.
right.
Yeah.
So you could
So-
get them at that.
The timeline lines up. It's hard to say. Specifically for Rogue
Yeah.
One series.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the showrunner he's the guy that was like, I don't care about Star Wars. I'll do whatever I want, kind of a thing. So I feel
Yeah,
like
but
if they're
you
like,
know that they've got
like,
people being
yeah,
like,
like,
"Hey, I know you don't care about Star Wars, but we do." And
put
yeah,
this guy in there.
And you have to do it this way.
yeah,
I think they do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
especially Dave Filoni. I think
Yeah.
Dave Filoni and Favreau are running the show now
yeah.
as far as the TV and shows go. Maybe not the movies, but of stuff going on. The Ahsoka series seems all the stuff they're bringing in is all Dave Filoni characters.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like there's no way he's gonna let someone screw up something like, yeah, I don't like that character. I don't know who that character is. He'll be like, well, let me tell you who it is, and this
That's
is
true.
how you're gonna use him.
Yeah.
Because he's protective of his creations, especially the ones that he made with George Lucas. So that's why I'm confident in the shows more so than the movies, because it seems
For
like
sure. Yeah.
Dave Filoni is
Two different
heading
camps
up
almost.
stuff.
Almost
Yes.
two different camps. Yeah. No, I think I give it like a 90% chance that you'll see someone or something like that later
Yeah.
in some other show. But yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
Season 2, season 1. I don't know. Maybe just a season 1.
I think
I don't know.
they'll have a.
They like to do that at the end. Maybe season 2.
I don't think they'll continue the Bad Batch name. I think this
Transfer
will
it
be
into something
will
else.
be something
Omega
like
Squad.
It's something like that. Not the Omega Squad, but I think
You can't write it off.
I think they'll go
say
into
for
something
sure.
else.
I disagree.
Okay.
Bad Batch season 2 is coming.
Okay.
Okay.
It won't go past the season 3, but it'll be season 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Wow.
I feel like especially for animation, the amount of investment and work they have to put in ahead of time, I think 2 seasons
Models.
is like
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you can still use the same models, just name it a different
Omega
show.
Squad.
Does that make sense?
I don't know why you would have to name it.
yeah,
show,
it seems
Because Hunter dies and Omega is
I'm
now
just
the
saying
leader.
I think they
Omega
might
Squad.
tie it into something else
Make it squad.
that happens. I mean, probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised if something.
I would be very surprised.
All right.
Like the Bad Batch logo burns up and it's a different logo behind it.
Yeah, I already burned down the Clone Wars logo to reveal the Bad Batch, and now under it.
And now Omega Squad,
That's right.
season 1.
Omega.
Omega.
Big head Omega.
I don't care about it as much.
No,
I'm trying to. Hey,
No, I'm
it's
saying
good for
that's a
it's
good
good for
thing.
the
I've become
the show.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of
Controversy.
We need
I
this.
can't believe you think that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it for a half hour.
Well, yeah, me, Mick, and Josh, we all talked before tonight, like before we start, and we're say who's gonna go against Jonah
That's
every
what
night?
happens.
One person has to go
usually-
against.
It's always me. I don't know why that is.
No, it's me too, dude.
That's true.
It's more.
Yeah, Mick. Hey, we need you to start disagreeing with Jonah
Yeah,
more.
why you
okay?
always?
I'm not good at talking.
I'm not good at talking. He's on a podcast.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that's all we had for this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Leave a review and
Yeah.
and say something.
Yeah, we got a 1 star. We got a 1 star.
did we?
No, not a review. They didn't write a review. They just gave us a 1 star.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
so-
that's
Write a review, you coward.
yeah, exactly.
Show your face.
Hey,
Actually,
if
we
you're
don't even
gonna-
care.
No,
If you're gonna give us a 1 star,
At least say something.
at least say something so we can read it on here. If you're like, hey, Jonah sucks and he doesn't know what he's talking
Exactly.
about, well, let's have it out.
Yeah.
We want people to hear that, right? If you're gonna give us a 1 star at least write a review so I can play the stupid song.
Whoever one starred, just go back and write.
If you're listening
write
one
I
star,
don't think that person's listening again.
If you're listening,
Corey, did you give us a 1 star, you jerk?
Yeah, after we did a trivia night, I was like, F these guys, 1 star.
No, we didn't get a review, but we did. Well, not a written
One-star
review. We just got
Yeah.
our podcast is.
yeah, we'll clarify. We want a written review so we can
Let's read it. So.
and play our awesome theme song. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
See you later. Thanks for hanging out. See ya.
Later.